Hello friends, welcome to VDS Tech Labs. So this is the continuation of Python basic series. In the previous video we have discussed Python variables, and in this video we will discuss about Python data types. Okay, so what are the data types and how we can use, and what are the specific purpose to each and every data types. So we'll discuss in this section only. Okay, so let's open the PyCharm IDE. Here we make one Python file that is data types only, data types, data types. Okay, so as we discussed variables, so each and every variable has the specific data types. Okay, like a has integer int, okay, and b. So data types, there are various data types. Okay, like data types, data types. So first one is numeric, numeric numeric data types. Data types. Okay, numeric data types, TYPES. In numeric data types we have int, integer, and second one we have float, 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 and third one we have complex, complex. Third one we have complex. So numeric data types we have int, float, and complex. And the second one text type, text, type, text type. Text type we have only one database, that is string. So we represent the string as str. Okay, so this is the string. And the third one that is very important, sequence type, sequence, sequence type. Okay, so sequence type we have list, we have tuple, tuple, and we have range as well, ran. We have range. In the sequence type data type, we have three data type: list, tuple, and range. So this is the third one. Okay. Now the next one, we have dictionary data types. Dictionary. Okay. Fourth one we have dictionary, dictionary. Dictionary data types, types, dictionary data types, and we represent a dict. Okay, we know as a dict. Okay. Now the next one is set. Fifth one is set. Okay. Set type. Okay. Set type we have two. One is set and another one is frozen set. FROZEN, frozen set. We'll tell you the difference between set and frozen set. All data types will discuss and their representation. Although in this discussion we will discuss only the how we can represent, like int, float, complex, string, list, tuple, range, dictionary, how we can represent and how we can find the data types. Okay, so this is the set one. And last one is boolean data types. Boolean. Okay, now boolean is true and false. True, false, FALC. Okay, we have true and false. And one more data types we can say, that binary type, BINARY, binary type, TYP, binary type, like byte. Okay, like byte, BYT, array. Okay, byte. Let's stick to from this one only. Okay, so these all are the data types that are frequently used in our operation. Okay, so most of the you can see in Python, that is a sequence type and dictionary and string. Okay, see this this is the most I mean we are going to use these data types. So let's discuss one by one. Okay, and one more thing we'll discuss in this section, that is dynamic data typing, DYNAMIC, dynamic data typing. What is dynamic data typing? We'll discuss in the last. When we discuss all these things, then it would be good if we will discuss dynamic data type, and it is very easy and very useful how we can how the Python is dynamic data typing. So we'll discuss. So let's one by one. So first one is numeric. Okay, numeric and fluid and complex. Let's suppose a equals to 2, b equals to 2.5, and c equals to 1 plus 2j, 1 plus 2j. As we know, this is the complex one. Okay, so then a equals to 2, it is a numeric value, b equals to 2 is a float value, c equals to 1 plus 2j, it's a complex. So how can we find this one? So this is the complex, this is the integer data types. Okay, so just print that one, print print and a. And there is a function that will tell you what is type of this one, what type of data type. Print, there is a function type and write a. Okay, so if we execute this one, sorry, a should be here. So if we execute this one, since see what happened, see, it will tell you the value is 2 and class it's a type of integer data types. Okay, in the same way we can see for b1, for b. So let's type here b and type b. Okay, and if we again execute, see, let's do for c as well, then we'll print at once. Okay, c, and this is one this is one, c. Okay, now we'll execute this one. See, this is the integer, fluid and complex one. So in this way we can find. Okay, so this is the numeric, this is about numeric. So just we will comment this one and then we'll discuss about a string. Okay, about string. So let's suppose we want to represent the name, name equals to let's suppose VDS TCHLABS labs. Okay, so then we want to print this one, print name, and we want to print the type of this one, print type of what, name. Okay, so if we execute, so we this time we'll use the shortcut key, what, CTRL shift and F10. Okay, so see, it will show the value and show the text and class, it is a string type. Okay, so a string in this way. And see, we can I mean define the string in double quotes, single quotes, or in triple quotes as well. So let's suppose name one, name one equals to, let's suppose we'll use single quotes and test. Okay, now name 2, name 2 equals to triple quotes. See, it suggests triple quote only, and test 2. Okay, so if we execute, see, will print this one multiple times. Okay, so first one is name 1, and this one is name 1, and this one is name 2. If we execute, run this see, it will show you perfectly valid. So in all three ways we can define the string. Okay, now this is all about the string, how we can represent and how we can find the type of string I'll discuss very limited things in the data types, although in the coming sections we will discuss in great details about strings and about sequence, each and every data types in separate sections I'll discuss. So just comment this one. Okay, so for commenting CTRL and / use. Okay, so now come on the this section. Sequence type has three data types: list, tuple and range. So how we can represent the list, how we can represent the tuple and range will show here. So let's suppose L1 equals to we using square brackets. Okay, so now here we will we can assign multiple and different data types. Okay, let's suppose 1 comma 2 comma 3, and if we want to assign 2.5, and then any string value if we want to assign like VDS. Okay, so this way we can assign. Now this is the list. How we can know? print L1. Okay, L1, and the second one is print print type of L1. Okay, now we execute this one. See what happens. See, this is the type of this is the value, and this is the type of list. Okay, and again if we define the list tuple, so let's put t1 equals to, and tuple we can we will use small brackets. Okay, in small brackets we can define the same value or different value, 8, 9, 10, let's suppose this time we'll use tag. Okay, and we'll print this one print t1. Okay, and then we want to find the type of this one print. So there is a function typ type, and just write t1 and execute this one. Okay, run this one. So see, it will tell you the value and the class is tuple only. Now the range, if we go like r equals to range 0 to 5, let's suppose we'll use 5, and print print. What will print r and the type of this one, print print type type and r. Okay, so let's execute this one, let's run this one. Okay, see, it will tell you range 0 to 5 and class it is range data type. Okay, now next we'll come to the dictionary. Okay, how we can represent the dictionary and how we can find the type of the dictionary. It is very easy, and we have shown in the earlier example. So that if so the notation of dictionary is little bit different. So let's suppose we name as D, and here what we do, we use curly braces. Okay, and in curly braces there is a key value pair. Okay, let's suppose name and colon, the value of the name is VDS. Okay, and next one, if we use to represent then one column, the value of one is 30, let's suppose. Okay, the value of one is 30, and then another we can use let's suppose test, and the value of test is 20. Okay, so this is the dictionary, and how we can print this one, print D, and then print the type of dictionary, use the type function and type of dictionary. So it is D only. So let's run this one, right click and run here. Okay, see, it will tell you class DICT. Okay, class DICT, and this now next one is set and frozen set. So the representation of set and frozen set we'll use let's suppose s equals to we use curly braces here, and then we assign the value like name, okay, comma 2, comma 5, comma 7. Okay, now then we print this one, print s, and then print type of print type of type of what s. Okay, let's see, let's run this one. Then what happens? See, it will tell you it is a set and the value of is this one. And for the frozen set, the representation is a bit different. Here we have to write frozen, 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 and frozen set. Okay, here we have to write frozen set and just S1 and print this S1 value and print the type of S1. Okay, print the type of S1. See, here we have to use small brackets, okay, in the end as well. So this is the representation of frozen set. Why we use frozen set will tell you the difference between set and frozen set, and also the use of frozen set will use it is the word and why we use it is used for immutability for the set, and we'll discuss in great details in the separate section of set and frozen set. Okay, but for now we need to know how we can represent this one. So let's run this one and see what the output will come. See, it will tell you the frozen set, the value is this one, and the data types is frozen set. Okay, now the last one is boolean. Okay, so boolean, let's suppose b equals to true, and print print b and print the type of b. Okay, print the type of type of b. So how we can find that is it boolean or something else? Okay, so let's execute that one. See, it will tell you it is bool and the value of is true only. Okay, and the last is byte. So how can we represent this one? How can we represent? Let's suppose byte b1 equals to bi binary. Let's binary equals to, let's suppose we want to represent the name. Okay, so b and in double quotes name. Okay, name is bds. Okay, now we'll print this one, print bi, and the type of bi, print the type of bi. Type is a function, use bi. Okay, so in this way we can find. Let's execute that one. Okay, see, it is a byte type and the value is vds. Okay, now so far we have discussed numeric data types. These are the numeric data types, and if we uncomment this one, then ctrl plus /c, this will show you. And text type we can represent text type ctrl /. Okay, now so far we have discussed numeric data types, that is int, float and complex. So we have a equals to 2, b equals to 2.5 and c equals to 1.2j. Then how can we see the how we can print and see the data types? This is the way. And then string types, how we can represent the string in double quotes, single quotes and triple quotes as well, and all are valid. And how we can find the type of the data types. Then sequence type, this is very important with respect to Python. So list, tuple and range, although we will discuss in separate session about list and various operations in list, tuples and various operations, and how we can use, and what is the difference between list and tuple. All these things we'll discuss in the coming tutorial. Okay, coming videos. So this is the list, this is the tuple, and this is about range. Now comes to dictionary. So dictionary, how we can represent, how we can print, and then set and frozen set. Okay, and then last boolean and binary. Okay, now if we now we will discuss, we are able to discuss what is dynamic data typing in Python. So if we represent, if we noticed, see, if we noticed here in the variable section, whenever we assign the value, we did not mention the types of data types. In the same way here, whenever we decide either it is numeric data types, either is a string data types, we did not mention that this is the string. I mean, if we mention, let's suppose if we mention this is a string, string, this is a string, sorry, string, this is a string, okay, a string and name. So we did not mention the type of particular variable, So who will maintain this? Who is going to maintain this? So actually this is the dynamic typing. So in Python interpreter will maintain all these things. Okay. So at the runtime, whenever we are running the code, the Python interpreter will decide based on the value whether it is integer, whether it is float, whether it is complex, whether it is set or dictionary or list, tuple, range. So it will decide runtime whenever we run the code. Okay, in the other language like C, C++, Java, all are the static typing. Static typing means we have to decide first which type of value we are going to assign. Let's suppose if we are going to assign integer data type, then first we write a equals to 5. This way we are going to assign in another programming language. Okay, but in Python we need not to take care of this. This will be taken care by Python interpreter only, and that's why Python is a dynamic data typing language. So dynamic data type is one of the unique feature of Python language. So this will always we are keep in mind that Python is dynamic data type, and we need not to take care of the variable whenever we are assigned, whether it is integer type, whether it is float type, string, list, tuple, range, whatever it is type, we need not to mention. It will decide by Python interpreter. Okay, so that's all in this video. So far we have discussed almost everything related to data types. So thanks for watching the video. If you like, then hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Thanks a lot.